Peace and welcome into the latest episode of Men of a Certain Age and so yeah, man, again, welcome into the latest episode of Men of a Certain Age. As always, on this Give It to Them Friday, I got my man, Smoke Master Scott, Josie Kid. How you feeling there, Josie Kid?
Man, I'm doing great. Another week down. Lots of wonderful things happening. So I'm glad to be able to sit here and chop it up with my brothers and take a break. But man, money never sleeps like the movie.
That's say word. You can definitely say word. And I got my man Panero with me. Panero, how you feeling, my G?
Peace, man. You know I look to my mans in them. You know what I'm saying? It could be a quick acronym, positive energy, always corrects errors. That's us right here.
Peace.
You know
no doubt, man. So yeah, as you said, P, it is very cathartic to chop it up with y'all, man. You know, but we go through a lot of struggles in the life, man. We working, we grinding, we paying bills, we dealing with our wisdoms, you know, so dealing with our children, our little children, and some of us is dealing with our older children.
Yes,
you know, so that picture up. First of all, do y'all know who this?
Kefee D.
Yes, sir.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 of your gives a fucks, Josie, what would you rate your give a fuck scale on a 1 to 10 with all this Kefee D stuff? What would you give it?
Saw the story for a while, and it was crazy because it was a situation where he never got caught. And Orlando Anderson, which is his nephew, died. He went to prison on another body, got life on that body, and then decided that he could get himself less time by solving the murder of Tupac and telling them what really happened. And it was confirmation of the story. The motherfuckers beat up Orlando Anderson in the casino. The motherfuckers dipped. Orlando went and called Kefee D, his uncle, and his boys. They was riding around, seeing them, sprayed the joint, and went and parked in a parking lot that was at a hotel that was right across from where they did the shit and watched the motherfucking police investigate it. They was right there the whole time. Shit crazy.
So again, the question was on a scale of 1 to 10.
How much do I not give a fuck? I give a fuck because that shit's finally solved. And once they solve big murder, I think that it'll put a lot of people at rest and maybe a lot of turmoil that we still going through with this East and West bullshit and the competition between all of the coasts. I think hip hop deserves to be a collaborative space where the best of the best compete and sharpen their swords with each other on songs from wherever you at.
So I'm posed the question to you. Again, on your scale of 1 to 10 of your giving a fuck, how much do you give a fuck about this whole Kefee D being arrested for the alleged murder of Tupac?
Honestly,
scale of 1 to 10.
My honest opinion, I'm gonna go -2. I just don't.
Why do you feel that way, Lord?
I just feel like, you know, it's this long. You bringing up pain. You bringing up a lot of things that, you know, like mom has to go through this again. It's like you bringing up things like, I think he was looking for some type of notoriety, and then he put himself in a position where now he's going to jail.
He was already.
It's just like, man, it's painful to me.
It's misdirection.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
It's if you really take it all in my opinion, on my scale of 1 to 10, it would be a 5. You
having resolve for the families is going to be important. So the fact that they is able to put somebody away or give them some time for the murder, although he already doing time,
right,
it still gives them some rest, I guess, to wonder what happened.
So it's he did all of these interviews with Vlad and different things and was talking, and allegedly he still had the shells from the hit of
You have to be curious to what they raided his house about. Kefee D was doing a lot of speaking. I guess he was doing a lot of speaking here, back in LA. He did the little thing where he signed the little whatever about he was telling what the situation was in the book he put out. Uh, but unfortunately, the murder happened in Las Vegas. So that didn't exclude him from what could go down in Vegas. Uh, I'm kind of curious to wonder, what evidence they were looking for after so long that would still be remaining. Like, why would you be holding on to, like, what is it? Like, is souvenirs or what, like you wanted to have like I don't know, like, you watch murders and you watch shit on TV and you always see how people hold little mementos from certain situations. So I couldn't imagine what was being held on to all this time for them to be so curious that they wanted to go raid the spot. You know what I'm saying? So um I'm just like everybody else, man. I'm intrigued by what's the next step behind that.
Yeah, man. They said when they raided his house, they found magazines with Pac on the cover, laptops, hard drives, weed, everything, man.
I saw shell bullets and shit and shell casings and like I'm like, why would you keep that type of shit around, after so long? Especially with uh everybody already having the in the back of their mind, like that you had something to do with it.
and all this other type of stuff. So it's a lot of he say, she say going with this. Also,
Did he say that in the interview? Because that means he kept the I have evidence as the fucking memorabilia.
Right.
yes,
Man,
yes.
That's some psychopathic shit
it-
right there.
it-
So that tell you what we dealing with.
I
So,
mean,
said that he would not be testifying. He would not testify during this trial. But yeah, man. So
That's snitching.
this
He a
keep
blood, this nigga a crip, and even though
right.
they opposite sides, he can't do that.
this Kefee D guy, like I had been doing a lot of talking about the whole situation. When they did those big diaries or whatever, he was hot the way he was
Mhm.
portrayed
Right, like something wrong and shit.
in the movies and different things of that nature. So when I saw it, I chop it up with y'all last week, but due to technical difficulties, we weren't able to tape. But this is one of the things
Man,
um,
my babies tried to kill me.
that and I want to go ahead and chop it up about because again, it's within the culture. Ed P. A
I
lot
don't
of
mean to
people
be insensitive. I know people need closure, but I think people get notoriety for the negative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think he gonna get the opportunity to sell the story and write books and make some money on the shit. And actually I was looking at it's a short out there by a girl who was in prison and she make, telling funny stories about her prison experiences. And she exposed some of the shit that the motherfuckers do. She said that they go to the prisons and they have the prisoners write stories and scripts and they submit them and they just get notoriety. They can't pay them any money because they prisoners, so they get all of the fucking proceeds and the
Right.
profit from the shit, or they skew the shit and do a contract in their mama name or sister name, but they straight stole a joint from one of these girls in the prison, and M. Night Shyamalan made it a movie that was one of the big joints that he did. So it's crazy how shit like that happens, and he may get one of those type of deals too, or he may benefit, which is
Right.
fucked up.
So yeah, it was a shout out to all those people who have been affected during this time. Hopefully, once this is over and done with, you'll have some type of closure. You can have some type of solace that person, whoever did whatever they did, is behind bars. So with that being said, we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, I'm up. Give it to them. Hey, give it to them. Come on, hey, give it to them. Give it to them.
You know,
And as we always do, we try to keep it real because we are men of a certain age and we like to talk about real shit within culture. Within the last, I would say last 4 or 5 days, youth that's within the culture came out and said something really silly.
Nonsense.
It's like the younger generations are continuously saying a lot of silly stuff, a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense, a lot of stuff that can be researched before you actually go on somebody's platform and start spewing whatever comes to your head. So what I want to do is this, fellas, is I want to go ahead and share this next cut, and then we're gonna come back and do what we do about it.
Give it to them. Give it to them. Hey, give it to them. Come on. Hey, give it to them. Give it to them.
Support him in the hood. Cause at first I don't think people was with him like they thought he was racist, saying little and But once he started getting black people out of jail and giving people their free money, oh baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
All right. This is for Sexy Red and everyone else who has found themselves in the camp of Blacks for Trump. I'm coming to you all as someone who is definitely, by admission, politically privileged. And because of that political privilege, who I talk to, what I watch, where I've worked, the firm that I own, I understand that there are certain pieces of knowledge that I have that others may not. And my good friend, Dr. Wes Bellamy, called us all to the carpet and said, hey, we cannot expect folks to understand everything about politics that we know just because they haven't been exposed. And so type of loan, an EIDL loan. And the SBA, for those of you who don't know acronyms, again, recognizing my political privilege, the Small Business Administration has a little entity called the Office of the Inspector General, OIG. Through those investigations, and let me get my numbers right, those investigations led to over 1,000 indictments, led to 800 plus arrests, led to 529 convictions for folks who engaged in PPP and EIDL fraud. So again, say it with me. If it's PPP, it ain't free. You didn't get no free money then. He ain't offering you no free money now. And in fact, he probably trying to get your money. So for the Blacks for Trump that are still not convinced and Donald Trump is your guy.
Yeah, as you know, to follow, we always bring up Trump because Trump is a very dangerous person in all lives. And we can't afford to have people who are within the culture talk to other people within the culture,
And misinform them.
right, who follow what they say and take what they say as the gospel, and they tell them and feed them ignorance. Reason why I wanted to bring that clip with Red P. When you saw that clip of Sexy Red, because I sent it to you earlier in the week.
Yeah.
When you saw that, what some of the things that came through your dome when you
man, sometimes I overthink things. You know what I mean? She's some type of political plant. Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Is she planted to
Paid.
do the things that she do purposely? Or is she just not educated on a lot of things and just says whatever she thinks the public wants to hear or that particular party wants to hear? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because what she said is ignorant because there's three branches of government. Just Trump when you get a stimulus check. That's just not how it works. But of course, if you fall for the propaganda and he puts his name on it, on the check, or he sends you a box of food with Trump on it, you automatically assume, well, this money from him. And then you spread that message to other people and you misinform people. But is that her main purpose? Does she know what she's doing? Like a Candace Owens. Like, does she know what she's doing? Like confuses me to a point. Again, like Les said, nieces and nephews, you have to research things. When people come out and just say stuff like that, you have to look into it for yourself. You have to realize that there's three branches of government. No one can just do whatever they want and it just happens. You know what I'm saying? She's saying what she's saying for a reason. On that show, like And it's like it's a to that, man. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it.
So Josie, you got a chance to hear what he said. You got a chance to really listen to what Sexy Red had to say, the ignorance of it. Go ahead and give us your view of what she's doing or not doing.
So for me, I think that I look at a lot of different things, and it's always been this way in journalism. They latch on to people who are popular. We don't mess with Sexy Red, but she's in the top
She got
three
followed,
of the
right?
female MCs
Yeah,
that's popping right now as far as who's in the limelight and who's getting attention. So they are pushing her, which means they are pushing the agenda. And unfortunately, whether she knows it or not is not important. What's important is that the nieces and nephews know that that's some bullshit, and that the information that was provided in this video spells out the bullshit and explains it in detail so that it's not hard to go and research. And
right,
once you do that, it ain't really a question of whether or not it's true. We know it's bullshit. We know all that he did to hurt us, and we know all of the programs that he cut in order to give you stimulus checks. We also know how much it's costing all of the working people right the fuck now to pay it back.
right.
So when you talk that dumb shit, I need you to foot the bill. If they send you the bill and you pay it because you popping and you making money right now, then we'll all calm down. But until then, you and Trump could do what y'all do. Go left.
So it's like this. Ignorance is bliss. Into the Blacks for Trump. Oh, look at all the rappers he released. He pardoned Kodak Black. He pardoned Lil Wayne. He pardoned Teddy Riley's brother. He pardoned that the one who got caught up in the conspiracy in the cocaine deal. Yeah, but look at all the other people who
That he
did
didn't.
get
Smoke
pardoned.
screen.
And not only that, of all the presidents in the last 30, 40 years, he
They
pardoned
said
the
60,
fewest. He
the
pardoned the
least.
fewest people during his term. So yeah, they throw that. Oh, he pardoned Lil Wayne. Oh, he pardoned Kodak Black.
Hurting the people with money that can help his agenda. Shocker.
Right. He did that because those are the people that was going to move the needle for him to show and have people who are not
Believe.
intelligent enough to do the research to go sprouting off. Oh,
Right.
he freed or he pardoned such and such or he gave free money of this. We love Trump in the hood. And that's the reason why, that rappers, they have a responsibility. If you look around the United States right now, they taking the books and stuff out of the schools. So they dumbing you down on your history. And if the MCs and the entertainers are continually making dumbed down music, then what are you going to have? You're not getting no education in school. You're not getting no type of education or nothing like that from the music. Where you going to get it from? You're going to be lost out there in the wilderness. So again, the artists, they do have a responsibility. It don't have to be all conscious music. It don't have to be all serious music, but it needs, and we in ourselves out here in these streets and we
Sure.
letting it be done little by little. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. And if anybody else has anything else they want to add to this E-Red misspeaking like she did, go for it.
I think important to note that although they publicize that he's done all these things for black people, that a lot of the things that he's credited for were set up by Obama going and leaving office, and that a lot of the things that he did do to hurt us are swept under the rug and put in the fine print of bills where they're not talked about, they're not publicized, and we
Right.
don't get a wind of it until it's too late and the money's gone.
Right.
And I think he raped and pillaged the country. And I think that if we ever give him a chance to get in again, he's going to do the same. And anybody that believes anything different is a plant and has been bamboozled and hoodwinked. I have
Right.
a thing that I put on social media to say, if you still don't believe that Trump is a con man, then congratulations, you are the mark.
Exactly.
So let me just pose this one before we move on to the next topic, fellas. do you think that he regrets running for president? Because they about to take all his business. They about to take all of his businesses in New York State. He ain't gonna be able to do business nowhere under the Trump corporation. All of that stuff is about to come to a cease. And you think about all the
Misdirection.
go ahead,
See,
elaborate then.
hit bullshit, right? He's going to have a problem and he's going to go to jail. And he's going to lose Trump Enterprises. But he already set the stage for the relationships in Russia. He got a company that Jared Kushner and his daughter owns that got $2 billion from them for consulting and whatever the fuck they did to help them out in his presidential campaign. And if he runs again, I expect that he will get the same, if not more. He was only worth less than 2 billion. So he is certainly up right now. And that's all of the shit that we know about. I truly believe that there is no way that anything happened under his administration without an offshore payout. And as soon as we find those books and documents, then we'll really know what the fuck is going on. Period.
So he already gonna have to pay the fine of 250 million, which
He don't have to pay. He don't have to pay nothing once he bankrupt those companies. If they taking them from him anyway, he's a dickhead. He not gonna give them anything.
Okay.
He gonna bankrupt the company and move on and start another one. That's what he do.
I think to what Fro was saying,
it ain't the same.
What I'm saying,
just being bankrupt right now. He's being charged with fraud, Josie.
That's I understand. Restitution is different.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like he can just say bankrupt. I don't have this because my company is. It don't work like that.
For all the debts and the bills it do, he will only owe the restitution at that point, which is why they trying to stick him. But even then, if I don't got nothing, or if I say I ain't got nothing, because it's all in trust and it's all been entrusted to my family, and I can get what I want when I want, then you still didn't hurt him. That's all I'm saying. It's all just behind the curtain now.
That's what I'm trying to talk. That's what I'm talking about. The thing is, on the surface, Fro, what you're saying is, does he regret running because now the spotlight is on him for all of illegal shit?
He knew it was going to be.
To Josie's point, he did so that it's in a way where it's in someone else's name, or it's his. So if he still can be lucrative money wise.
He control it and he still benefit.
Yeah, so it's like man, I shouldn't have ran for president. Look at all this, all that I brought to my businesses, but still in all. At the end of the day, he still has bread in other areas. So it's just, and then the popularity, every time something happens with him negative, hit the polls for him go up. So he has a base of people that it's just, they're going to stick with him regardless. And all he got to say is, you know what?
They're still the minority though.
Yeah, let me donate this to me. Donate that. Donate blase.
The grift is great. He's been a grifter. He been a grifter.
Not only do he get him to give the money, but he get him to allow him to use it for whatever he wants. Because that's also one of the charges he facing, using campaign contributions in the wrong way. So it's a bunch of bullshit that's been going on. And I think that the thing is, I don't think he regrets running for president, but I definitely think he regrets inciting that riot. Because if it not had been for that, then they couldn't come at him the way that they doing now, like he's just a regular person. That set the tone for fuck you, we gonna make sure this time.
That's a good point.
My 2 cents, he regret that shit like a motherfucker. Because his ass is on the line. And he's facing jail time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, again, in all extensive purposes, if it was anybody else, he fucking committed fraud, literal. Manufactured documents, and inflated values of properties. Any of us did that shit, we would go to jail. Why the fuck not? He can't save himself this time once they found out that shit. All the rest of that shit don't mean nothing.
That's why I said, had his ass not tried to run for president, he would still he would still be getting away with the dirt he'd been getting away with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's so.
But with that being said, so yeah, man, this next topic is from cool ass cat, man. He goes by the name of Wallo. He's one half of $1 million worth of game podcast with his cousin Gilly. Shout to Gil, man.
Gil the kid.
Everything is going well with the family, man. Since the tragic loss of your boy, man. We with you with that, man. I was going to go into, fellas, is was a host at Jay-Z's poker party over the week last week. And during this poker party, he was the MCs, and he said some shit during this event. And I want to share that with y'all, man, and we're gonna come back and talk about that.
Geographical, we gotta come together, we gotta help the people that just ain't got it. Some people is born into some serious situations. And because of their geographical location and the color of their skin, they're not gonna get the fair shot. They're not gonna get a fair shot when they walk in that. They're not gonna get a fair shot. I'm telling everybody, I'm challenging everybody in this room. Help when nobody see you helping. That's what helping is about. Give more. I thank y'all for being here. I'm happy to be here, Kev. But y'all see me now, ain't no telling when y'all won't see me. That's the reality. And there's more people like me that can't be on these stages. There's more people like me that can't get the best lawyers. There's more people like me that don't know people like the people that's in this room. And in order for we got to come together. We got to help the people that just ain't got it. Some people is born into some serious situations. And because of their geographical location and the color of their skin, they're not going to get the fair shot. They're not going to get a fair shot when they walk in that. They're not going to get the fair shot. I'm telling everybody, I'm challenging everybody in this room. Help when nobody see you helping. That's what helping is about. Give more. I thank y'all for being here. I'm happy to be here, Kev. But y'all see me now, ain't no telling when y'all won't see me. That's the reality. And there's more people like me that can't be on these stages. There's more people like me that can't get the best lawyers. There's more people like me that don't know people like the people that's in this room. And in order for this world to work, we got to come together. We got to help the people that just ain't got it.
Shout to Wallo, man, for taking a moment and speaking his mind. When I saw that, it was right after I saw an interview with Rick Ross. And Ross was saying he spends $1 million. It was either like $1 million a day or $1 million every other day. Now, he didn't elaborate. He didn't go into what he was spending it on. He didn't say that, what not wing basket. What is it?
Wing stop.
Right. Went to saying, his businesses. He just went into saying that the $1 million a day. And then I saw that and I was like, dollars definitely could save all of the three of us right now. We could what we do with that $1 million, wise or investing wise. We saw Wallo say what he said. Do you think it made sense in what he said? Do you think he was out of line for saying what he was saying at the place where he was saying it at? To mind when you saw it, Josie?
All of the above. I think he was out of line. I think he was definitely out of line for going somewhere that was a financial conference talking about folks that's trying to get bread and get out of their situation and get away from where they at and then hit them with that. They all obligated to go do it. You go do it, Wallo. And as a matter of fact, let me see what you investing in, where you putting your money. Because I see these shorts where these folks is going out and doing real stuff in the hood. I see the shorts where Ross is trying to empower people. If you think about all of the businesses he has and all of the payroll that he has, it should be easy to spend $1 million. He also said he done spent $100 million this year. And again, in the grand scheme of things, for payroll expenses and all of this shit that he's doing, I can't say that that ain't fucking true. But I still think that it's being said to motivate. To take it as a derogatory statement and make it seem like, man, well, I mean, he can't. Yeah, not in 2023. Everybody can. Get your ass up, and if you don't know them people, go find them. Go introduce yourself. Stop blaming people that got money for your problems. That's bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
P, did you hear Wallo?
Yeah, I got that off, but I did hear the majority of it.
You bring it back. I'll bring it back for you.
I think I got a good portion of it to elaborate on it. My thing is, he was at a conference or was he at a gambling?
He was at a poker tournament. Jay-Z's.
You did say that. Okay, so it wasn't okay.
In New York, there's $1 million a hand. No, it was 500.
So that's why he said that, because all of the people in the room was ballers tricking off money for no reason. Now that makes a little bit more sense.
Right.
That's in context. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if he's saying that at a event where they're just trying money, they got money, you know what I'm saying? And I think
they blowing money basically.
And Wallo has been, he was locked up for a little while. You know what I'm saying? So his perspective is different. So I remember seeing him coming out. He was in a room full of dudes, and he was like, you know what? If we all got $2,000, let's put it together and let's do something. Business. Let's something together. Like he said, help somebody quietly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Helps you when nobody's looking.
Right.
You and I, you have experience with those same notions, Pete. We feel the same way. Let's put some money together. Let's grow like Voltron. Let's do some shit. And even though that's our intention, everybody ain't on the same page and don't want to be.
Right. But it's good that he put it out there in that particular situation where it's just money being thrown around. You know what I'm saying?
If that's the context, then yeah, I changed my assessment of that. And I agree that in that context, that was actually a good place to say it. And he wasn't wrong for that or out of bounds, because that's the place where they blowing money for no reason. And the millions in that room certainly could have started an incubator fund or a venture capitalist fund where they served underserved poor communities and actually listened to some folks that can't articulate their ideas or put them on paper or don't know how to write the sharpest business plan or put together the best pitch deck, but they got shit to offer the world too. And I think that being able to do that certainly means something. So I'm not saying it's not needed or that we don't have to help. But I think that, again, that's everyone's obligation and burden to find a way to affect change in the world in the way that they see fit. You can't obligate me to do what you want because you think it's right.
So, like I said, I commend Wallo for speaking up at the time and the place that he spoke up. And you look at Carrot's face, his went to shit. You know what I mean?
He didn't know how to respond to that.
When Wallo got to talking some realness,
Again, because he would probably be one of the people you're talking to. He got $100 million plus. He certainly could affect change in a different way.
Exactly. That's the reason.
He just brought a reality check.
That's right. Reality check. Everybody in the room probably did. We just couldn't see their face.
Right. And that was the perfect time to
do that.
Because
for sure.
Out there throwing chips and smoking cigars and feeling all big shot, person down the street who's got this little company that needs that little push, I mean, well serves instead of whatever else. But I just wanted to bring that light because, like I said, it was like the yin and the yang of it. When I saw the Ross interview, and I came back and I saw Wallo out what he did, and it's so sad. And hopefully, spark one person.
Yeah, that's all it takes
in that room. That's enough. And Wallo talks it like he walks it. Out there in the streets, out there in the community centers, and his time and investing his time in the community as best he can. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that we see that I like to bring it on and share with y'all so I can get y'all perspective on things and see how seeing it. So as compared to how I'm seeing it.
Right.
And I don't want to carry this on. I know you was going to move on, but I think that that's the crux of this, right? we're talking about what they all do, let's say. And in defense of all of the men in the room throwing around the $1 million and us talking about spending $1 million a day, he got 50 something franchises, a record label, distribution company. He employs a lot of people. He helps a lot of people. He's responsible for a lot of people. All of the men in those rooms that were throwing around their millions that they earned also employ a lot of people, put a lot of tax revenue in the cities that their companies are in, headquartered in, and so on and so forth. So we can't act like they're not all contributing to society and helping in their own way. They might be helping they people and they friends. They might only be giving opportunities to they folks, but they still helping us. There's still a fraction of us that's getting through and getting opportunities to advance. Now, those people need to reach back. I give them that. And the people that we're talking about certainly don't need to be blowing money on frivolous things that don't mean nothing, like gambling for $1 million. So I agree that could have been venture capital money, and they could have made some money on a startup and then gambled that away or something. But I think that we give all of them a bad rap, man. They work hard for their paper. I think that they invested so that they could take money and blow it, and that's their prerogative. I also agree that there are.
Hold up.
I'm saying, I want to demonize making money as if they only making money and there aren't anybody else benefiting. If I got hundreds of people that I'm employing and there's payroll, then again, there are certainly hundreds of thousands of other people that are not benefiting, but I'm doing my part. Somebody else got to pick up some slack too, man.
I don't think it was a statement that was like to brush over everyone. I know that there's people that were out in the crowd, even though they were gambling at that particular time, that they do help people, that they do have employees. I think he just said it for those who don't. Like, say something like that, and I know I'm doing my thing. It's not going to affect me.
Right, because you're not talking to me.
Right. Because he knows that there's some people in that crowd that
But even that though is not necessarily true, depending on the person. Prime example: Kevin Hart was affected by the shit tremendously, and he employs a lot of people.
He made a funny face. That don't mean he was. I mean, him and Wallo, they're Philly dudes.
No, but I'm still saying you can see a difference in the demeanor. Like you said, it was like, oh shit, reality check. But yeah, he's doing his part. And he may have been made to feel like he not doing enough. And that's all I'm saying. Him in particular and the motherfuckers that's in there that do have payroll and employees and they doing what they can to help motherfuckers get out of their situation shouldn't be the brunt of that. It should be the motherfuckers that's not trying to start businesses, not trying to employ people, not trying to create opportunities. It ain't all about making money.
Right.
Comes in because of the work, but it's got to be people that do the work and they get paid along the way. They raise their families, they pay their mortgages, they able to pay their car notes, all from this work. It ain't just a motherfucker who the spearhead, always in the limelight, who got money. That's the only one that did anything or made any money.
Right. His purpose, I think that Wallo was doing it from the heart. He wasn't trying to stick it to
anyone. And I think it was effective. We talking about it, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But I think he just, he perceived that some of the people in there weren't genuinely, help to the community. And he knows a lot of them are. But in order to get it out there,
you got to say it and not put tail on a donkey and who would let it fly where it fly.
Let it fly where it flies, no doubt. But yes, I know that. Do you know when this happened or where it happened, or you know what I'm saying?
He said over the last week, so in the last 7 days.
That's a lot of bread in one room, fam.
Exactly. But again, what they trying to establish is World Series of Poker for entertainers and his people. And again, be able to create something that they can do nationwide on TV, create an app or a game for. They're not playing no more, man. And I don't think they should. Again, why not them?
Yeah. That's a lot of bread if you could just get in there.
Now, if they had done that and competed for the bread and then the winner donated the bread to the Venture Capital Association that would give back to the inner city community or create some type of opportunity where underserved communities could get funding for starting businesses, then I would definitely wrap my mind around that and support it.
See, the thing about that, Josie, is just because Wallo did say that, that might have sparked
That may happen, right?
You know
And I just mentioned this, so I gave y'all the blueprint. Make sure y'all call me to consult.
Exactly. And we also like you to like, subscribe, and let us
comment.
Know, and comment if you think we full of shit or not. That's Josie's famous line. Yo,
man, I
full of shit or not.
Let us know you full of shit or not. You know, I mean,
that's right there when you say that. I like that. That's the realness. You know what I'm saying? Men of a certain age. Let us know if you think we full of shit or not.
Man, I don't have time.
We got thick skin, man. You can say
I don't
anything.
have time to mince words with nobody, especially the public.
Man. We got thick skin, man. If you think we full of shit, let us know. You know what I'm saying? And comment so we can tell you if you full of shit too.
Right.
You know what it is.
We ready for your Twitter fingers.
Man.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, new video, a new single that is released by MC that we really all have great respect for, that we admire. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to premiere his video on Men of a Certain Age.
That's right.
Yeah.
What? That's right. We're going to play our legend. We're going to salute our motherfucking generals.
All right, yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into this. I didn't even tell my team who this is, so they're gonna react to it just like y'all gonna react to it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it right now. Bring it back. I gotta bring it back.
Word.
New body range, came a long way from the Ducati in the rain. Blowing in the lobby, Bob Molly in the range. Rolling kamikaze, still poly in the
down to the blowing in the range.
Fuck you if you come tussle, through the pain to put it plain. I'm Big Daddy Kane and Little Wayne. Fugu butter googles and some poodle spitting slang, goose and fangs. Well trained, school to the game. Cell change, hell no, used to the name. The God, follow footsteps off a rod. Late 80s shit, I was crazy with the bars and stars. Ever since I set it off with Nas. Had the big houses, all the money and the cars, baby. It is what it is, who we are.
That joint right there.
Law, this for y'all. Built from the hood out the mud. Drug money, blood, and everything else above. We love, I'm on it. Can't be cornered from the sheepdog ever.
Where music meets fashion, right? I noticed that the first time.
Homie, fuck a phony, one and only. Getting mad without the matrimony. This macaroni, Uvetti, play petty, get rock steady. Hard.
Come on, man. He said he from the sheepdog era, man. If he ain't speaking to us, man, come on, man. He ain't doing nothing but talking to us, man. Go ahead, Lord. How you feel about that, Jake, Lord?
The thing about AZ is I think he's one of the most underrated MCs of all time.
Of all time.
He's one of my favorites, and I learned from him. He's the god. I've learned from King Asiatic all my life. Now, there's a scene in Belly that he slipped in that video. I don't know if y'all caught it. You know what I'm saying? When he had his kid with him, and Nas was in front of the barbershop. You know what I'm saying?
He's seen the boys. I seen it like a 27-inch. He slid off.
Boy coming. But the thing about it is, when he did Nas, he told him, "You looking good, brother." You know what I'm saying? Every time I see my mans in them, whatever they going through, you know what I'm saying? If they face look like life happened to them, I always hit them with, "You looking good, brother." You know what I'm saying? What can I do for you? You know what I'm saying? We family out here. You know what I mean? But as soon as AZ, he had a seed with him, like we've always had our seeds with us all the time. You know what I'm saying? He saw that little trouble coming. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to blow, done."
Just like that. No questions, no response needed. I'm out.
Got my seed with me. I can't have my seed. I love you, but I ain't having my seed around this, man. Come on, man.
And it's about to go down. I see it.
It's about to go down, man. That's my dude right there.
EMC, Josie? Top 20.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay. That's why I put it out.
And I love you, man. Listen, you can't put out nothing I won't support, but no.
P?
Top 15.
Is he
top 15?
Yeah. Lyrically. I'm a lyric dude. I don't care about really pretty much.
I'm a lyric dude too, but
lyrically, fam. If you love Raekwon, right? Listen to Ray and listen to AZ. Ray love AZ, man. You could tell by the way he rhymed.
So soft.
Man. Come on, man.
Lyrically,
AZ that boy, man.
He
lyrically,
is.
I'm like,
It's not top 20. I think he was in my 20s, but not below in the teens or
Where you got him at then, Josie?
I don't even remember. We're gonna have to go.
I'm just saying right now. I mean, how you
right now?
Yeah.
Like I said, he in the 20s, 25-ish.
Okay. Do you think?
But it's just so many boys. It's so many boys that's coming before. Like I said, 1 through 10's been locked up forever. So we only in the teens to the 20s that we can even flip with. And then there's still so much of the field to pick from. There's so many boys ahead of them. I'm sorry.
Do you?
So let me,
Fro, do you think that him coming out on Nas Illmatic hurt him though?
No.
Or did it help him?
I think him being his own man and continuing to want to stay independent hurt him, because he could have had deals right along with Nas with everything he did, and he hasn't. I think that it's a lot about him wanting to be his own man. That's just always his steez.
Right.
Right. He want to be his own boss.
So he not top 20. Let me hit you with this one then, JoJo Dancer. Is Do or Die a classic?
Do or Die AZ first joint? I think every album he's put out is a classic. So I'll give him them flowers. I think he has also put out some of the most consistent work of any rapper that has existed from then to now and is still putting out music. It's always fire. All of these motherfuckers have hits or misses, but not Zigga.
See how that boy skirted that answer? He skirted it hard as hell.
What
you
mean?
You skirted it like a motherfucker.
I drive good as fuck, nigga.
But
I can't skirt it.
You already know what we say about Josie. He could talk his way out of a Russian basement tied up with his feet and hands tied up.
And Bangkok.
Tied up in Bangkok and talk his way
out. I'm gonna make friends. I'm gonna make friends and investors. Nigga, fuck you talking about?
That's my joint right there. More murder. That's my shit. So yeah, the deal loaded up, man. So we going to
you know.
So y'all know rounds on YouTube. I love YouTube University. You can learn so much in YouTube University, man. And you know, my visits through YouTube University, I listen to and watch a lot of podcasts. And one of the ones that I frequent a lot is Drink Champs. And Drink Champs this season, they kind of went to their roots of going back and giving the flowers to the classics, to the people who deserve their flowers, who are not blowing up to this day, but are eating still. So this particular episode I want to share with y'all, man, they have another one of our MC legends that we salute, that we give it up to, that we used to sit down in Josie's basement playing Uno on a regular.
Listening to.
Jamming his CD. No, jamming his CD. And the song was living like a star. living like
That's
a
what I said, Master
star.
Ace, yeah.
No, man. Special
Ed, rather. That's what it was. Right, Ed.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, smack yourself for that. But so Special Ed was on Drink Champs, man, and he ran down.
I saw one of them.
He ran down some real shit on Drink Champs, and it's kind of sort of things that we have talked about in the past. And I was proud of Ed for what he said and the ramifications that came after it and how it was handled.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm sharing this is because Ed is a man of a certain age, and the people he was dealing with were men of a certain age. And I think the reason why it came to the conclusion that it came to is because of that they were MEN.
Yes.
About the,
right.
the entire situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. I think this clip might be 6 or 7 minutes, y'all. So lock in with me.
Way or Wu-Tang Clan?
Wu-Tang.
Okay.
Wu-Tang is for the kids.
Wu-Tang
Now,
for the
you know what?
children.
Besides that, man, Wu-Tang was dropping knowledge and positivity.
Right.
You know, NWA brought the age of destruction. Damn. Jesus Christ. NWA brought the age of destruction to our children and our culture.
Wow.
Period. Hey, I respect all of them as men.
Right.
But as the art form, and you want me to speak on the art form, I'm gonna tell you what it is. That's where it started.
Wow.
That's where the agenda started, and that's where the destruction began.
Of gangster rap, you would give that to them, or was it Ice-T?
Well, Ice-T did that. I ain't say they started gangster rap, but what happened was when the president sent them that letter, they went ham with that shit.
Right.
Had of a presence. He did his numbers back. You know, he did. That's my OG too, Ice-T. But NWA ran away with it in such a way where it was like, for real.
Word.
That's all we gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, it was genius for them, and they made millions of dollars off of it. But look at what it caused. You
They
feel
said
me?
fuck the police early.
Yeah, we always saying fuck the police, but they said it on record.
On record.
Absolutely. For the record. And I respect them for that too.
Their own headlines. They put their own headlines narrative. Right, like did NWA ruin hip hop? That's not what I said. And my point was basically NWA was used for the era that we're in now. We're in the era of destruction. We're destroying ourselves as a hip hop community, period. We got teenagers out here killing each other in every state, every urban city, over hip hop music, over tweets, over social media. So that's my point. And none of this existed before the FBI got involved.
Right.
Okay, wait. Are you saying that NWA got the Federal Bureau of Investigations to get involved? They got their attention. Yeah. They got their attention. Right, they been doing that. That's what we do on the West Coast. We push that line and we let everybody know, fuck you, and fuck you, and yeah, but this is the other thing, though. This is the other thing, though.
Right.
We the Crips and the Bloods, the Mexicans. Don't be mad at us, though, cuz. You know, ain't nobody. We ruined something like ruined hip hop. We took hip hop to a different world. NWA took hip hop up top. I love you, big bro, and I love you. First of all, I love all of y'all, and I said that. I said I respect them, and I know them. And this ain't got nothing to do with defamation of character. This got to do with me pointing out when things change for us. I heard you say that. Things change for me. Yeah, things changed for all of us at that point. And it brought the age of destruction, which we are in now. We are in the age of destruction. I ain't say they out here bashing up this and doing that. I said they brought the attention of the government.
Right.
And there was already an agenda. As we know, the FBI dismantled and destroyed the Black Panthers. They assassinated Malcolm X. They assassinated Martin Luther King. So what you think they're going to do to us? We low-hanging fruit. They sending us all to jail already. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And then now everybody out here snitching on each other. Everybody out here killing each other. GMOs. The food you eating is deadly. Fucking artificial chicken. They been trying to kill niggas. Exactly, and we know this, and we ain't talking. I wasn't talking about the whole of history. They asked me a simple question. They asked me Wu-Tang or NWA. I made a joke about Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the kids. And then I spoke on the historical significance of NWA in our culture. I mean, basically what it is, what it boiled down to. When they got that letter, they promoted it. They ran with it. They made it into like cool for them to be on top of the game.
Right.
It ain't no. I love Dre. I love all of them. You know, whatever. Like, and, you know. And I said that. I said I respect them.
See, in our mind as elders, we was like, okay, I know Ed. I fuck with Ed. We got to get him on the phone because we got to straighten this out because the attack is coming from the West on Ed, and I know Ed because we done hooked up. We part of this whole, unifying this whole thing. See how they separate that shit, Ed?
That's what we getting back to right now.
Yeah.
The energy, nigga. Right, exactly. This has brought the need for this conversation because the minute something goes wrong or somebody says something that you don't like, it's automatically new niggas.
Yeah.
West Coast,
Right.
Side, East Coast.
Right.
And it's not about that. It's about what is happening to all of us in our community. I ain't even talking about just West Side and nothing. I'm talking about Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Florida, New York. I'm talking about everywhere we are.
So yeah, man, before I come to you guys, I just want to say, in those men for getting on the phone, giving each other time to say their piece, and then for the next person to give that next person time to rebut to what he was saying. They didn't jump out and start making diss special ed records. Ed didn't jump out and start making no diss records about brothers from the West. What he did was he spoke truth. Now, this book right here, Uncle Tom's, speaks on that whole situation where Ed was talking about that time and place. And what people don't realize is, conglomerates, the record companies. The MCA could own Seagram's Gin or vice versa. They're gonna want that song Gin and Juice out there. This is about dollars and cents, as we know.
And
So
cross
again,
promoting, viral marketing.
Before I turn it over to you, Pete, I just want to say salute to the brothers, man, for men and speaking like men. P, when you saw that little clip, what was some of the things that came through to you?
I think when it comes to being on Nori, you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Drinking and you're talking, and sometimes you may go, a little to the left or a little too far to the right. But even though they were drinking and talking, I think
see the brand Nubians episode.
I don't think they went left though.
No, I'm saying,
go ahead.
What I'm saying is you can possibly go left or right
and say something you regret.
But not Ed though. See what I'm saying? Ed was on point with what he was saying. And I think people took it the wrong way because what he was saying is there's an age that came in. Not saying that it was just NWA, droid hip hop or whatever saying. And that's why when I'm glad whoever the guy was who called Ed, he was like, yo, man, let me call Ed. You know what I'm saying? Let's get together. Let's talk about this and let's make sure we know that East, West, we lost legends because of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get it to that point. Let's talk to Ed like men, like we talk on a weekly basis. We don't always agree on everything, but we respect each other. We respect each other's opinions and we let each other talk, rebuttal, and then after that, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We talk like men, and those guys are our age. You know what I mean? And I'm glad, like Les said, they got together and pretty much squashed it. So Ed doesn't have to deal with any, repercussions from people thinking he said something negative about NWA. But to your point, Fro, when you put that book out, the first thing I thought was commercial DJs, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes money is always important. We need it. We need it to live. But sometimes it's to our detriment. Like some things you don't have to put out. You can do it another kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
I think y'all missing everything they saying though. That's exactly the point.
Go ahead, Josie.
No, I want you to finish if you have a thought because I don't want to.
I'm just saying. I mean, things that you don't have to do. Like you can make money by doing something when the president comes in and says, "Listen, this, that, and the third, NWA, Blase, Splee," and you use that to, build your career because you get money off of it. That's a decision that you have to carefully, you really careful with stuff like that. It's extremely sensitive because you don't know what that type of image you're gonna put out to the community, to our community. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm more of a, an everything type guy, and image means a lot to me. That's just my perspective on it. I'm gonna jump off the box, and go ahead, Josie.
I think when it comes to stuff like that, the image is everything to you, but for them, no press is bad press because it's free publicity they didn't have to pay for. But I think that we all missing the agenda that they were trying to expose. So in the grand scheme of things, there has and something that we also talk about. So this ties into the theme of the entire show. We are men of a certain age, and we are not happy with the state of hip hop, although we believe in it wholeheartedly. We support it and we want to push it forward. And I think that there is a correlation between our conversations and what they were talking about, in the fact that there used to be a variety of music. There used to be a number of different ways that you could soak up knowledge and get information and share these artists' experiences. And it used to be all on a different plane where you can get what you want, how you want, when you want. And I think that what they're talking about is the same thing that exposes the conspiracy that took down Martin and Malcolm and the leader of the Panthers. That once the FBI saw the power in our ability to talk to each other, then they turned and started using that against us. And it went from a situation where we had all of these different styles, many styles, and it went to now we have one style, one cookie cutter way of doing it, one robot process of putting out artists, and all this shit sound the same. And it's all predicated on that first fucking outward attempt to expose our culture to I don't give a fuckness with gangster rap. And it wasn't Ice-T, because Ice-T shit was out there still, but that was that you had to seek out. I think what he was trying to say was that they put NWA in our face and was able to market it in a way where it got mass adopted and was accepted in mainstream media. And that was different than any other type of shit that was out at that time that was about that genre. All the other stuff that had those type of connotations or verbiage in it was underground. You had to go look for that shit. You couldn't find it on the radio. You couldn't find it in the stores. You barely hear a DJ playing it unless you at a spot that you ain't supposed to be. And it's just one of them things. It's an anomaly. It live in a space that exists in time and space and all that good stuff. But now you can seek out all of that. Now it's all available. It's all in your face. It's all a situation where you can, at the moment's notice, get notified of something that they taped just yesterday, instead of it being a production and it being pushed out on a schedule. And I think for that, in that sense, that you have to put yourself in the mindset that they saw that there was a conspiracy. They saw where this culture is going. They saw that it not only became an East Coast and a West Coast thing, but it's now spread just like the Bloods and Crips into every neighborhood and every state in America. And because of that, if they didn't do something, it would become crazy. But I think that the interesting part, because it was men of a certain age, is that they didn't just pick up the phone. They did a video call where it was like a face-to-face in-person meeting. It was like the fucking showdowns that you would see back in the day where, the generals of the gangs get together and chop it up and work that shit out. So that's the part that I respect, and salute to them for that.
No doubt.
And that's the reason why, I met up, because that was a moment for me that I felt proud of.
Right.
Because it showed that, you can dialect and way with some type of understanding that you don't have to get down and be ignorant unless, let a record, because he said something that he felt that we disagree with. So I'm automatically going to put it on wax and there. This is something, once again, the reason why I say this or show this is because the youth can pick up and learn from that.
Talk it out.
We're more powerful together than we will ever be apart.
Right.
You know, it was really good to see. You know, I found it interesting because when I watched that episode, I was like, oh shit,
Right.
it's gonna stuff now. And then days later, I saw the video with all of them on the phone. And again, man, salute
Man, we grown, man.
of a certain age for doing that.
Good.
So this is the latest episode of Men of a Certain Age, and
Give it to them, it's fuck, I'm up, give it to them, hey, give it to them, come on, hey, give it to them, give it to them,
Lalo.
and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Mr. Josie, do you have anything else to say before we sign off here this evening?
Man, TJ Shea forever, Lilo forever. Be one with your people and be present in the moment. Life is too short for you to be taking it for granted. And the fucking mentality fucks us all. Be good to each other.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Panero, you got anything to say before we wrap up?
Peace, love, hip hop. Repeat.
Peace, love,
hip hop.
Repeat. Just keep doing that. Your life will be perfect, baby.
Perfect.
And as always, man, before we wrap up the show, we're going to say it always. As long as the love and the trust is there,
we gonna grow.
And DJ Shea,
Forever.
Forever, man. One love.
Peace. Peace. Peace.
Peace.